Welcome to AI Evaluation. This week has been nothing short of explosive with breakthroughs. Claude's latest upgrade has taken coding and reasoning to unprecedented heights. DeepMind's Genie 3 now generates real-time, fully explorable three-dimensional worlds. Meanwhile, OpenAI has rolled out two massive open-weight models that you can run on your own machine. To top it all off, GPT-5 officially launched with 4 new versions that bring insane reasoning speed and agentic power. It's hands down the most groundbreaking week in AI history, and everything has shifted. Let's dive in. Claude 4.1's new precision coding, hybrid reasoning, and agent-friendly upgrades. Claude OSS 4.1. This update enters quietly, but brings significant upgrades if you're working with code, building agents, or tackling tasks that require robust reasoning. This version builds on OSS 4, but hits a new benchmark on SW Bench with a verified 74.5%, a test that assesses whether AI can fix real-world code, not just toy examples. That score alone puts it ahead of many models out there, signaling that Anthropic is refining Claude to be more than just a language model that sounds smart. Developers who've tested it have noticed that it's handling code changes in large projects with precision. Instead of rewriting entire sections unnecessarily or introducing bugs by accident, it isolates the actual issue and adjusts only that. GitHub confirmed Claude is now better at multi-file code refactoring, and Rakuten's engineering team said Claude has become their go-to tool for day-to-day debugging. Windsurf even mentioned that this new version performs about 1 standard deviation better than the previous one, marking a noticeable leap akin to the jump from Sonnet 3.7 to Sonnet 4. Everything else remains compatible, same pricing, same API endpoint. Just use the new model ID, and you're good to go. For those working with Claude Code, Amazon Bedrock, or Google Cloud's Vertex AI, OSS 4.1 is already available. No migration headaches. One of the key upgrades is the hybrid reasoning ability. This allows you to tell Claude how much thinking time to use. You can opt for quicker, cheaper reasoning, or allow more time for complex tasks. This is especially useful when training agents or using Claude in workflows that involve long, multi-turn decisions. Benchmarks like Taubench leverage this feature by letting Claude extend its internal reasoning across 64,000 tokens, and it performed better when given more time to plan. There's also more attention to detail now. The model can track data, follow threads, and analyze documents with improved focus. It was tested on policy simulations with added prompts that encourage step-by-step problem solving. During those longer tasks, Claude was allowed to think for up to 100 steps, and most tasks completed well before that. It's now far more capable in agent thinking than it was before. Additionally, the safety measures remain intact. Claude.1 adheres to Anthropic's Safety Level 3, their internal standard, and passed all the usual evaluations. It rejects harmful requests 98.76% of the time and rarely refuses normal ones. Refusals are extremely low, around 0.08%. When tested for prompt injections and tricky questions, it performed consistently. The entire upgrade went through voluntary safety evaluation. While Anthropic considers this release incremental, this 2-day AI Mastermind type of progress shows exactly why learning AI today isn't just smart, it's urgent. By 2025, over 51% of companies already use AI, and giants like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google have laid off thousands due to it. Meanwhile, 40% of people fear AI will take their jobs this year. However, what many overlook is that companies are also hiring those who understand AI, can use it, and can build with it. For businesses, freelancers, and creators, AI is no longer optional, it's leverage. Those who master it now will stay ahead of the curve. How Genie 3 creates persistent, playable 3D worlds from just a text prompt. Meanwhile, at DeepMind, they've been working on something completely different. Genie 3. This world model pushes AI into an entirely new space. Rather than generating static videos or answering prompts, Genie 3 can create fully interactive 3D environments in real time based on just a text description. Give it a prompt, and it generates a scene you can explore at 24 frames per second in 720p, keeping it running for several minutes. These aren't just nice-looking scenes, they're playable, consistent, and persistent. If you walk down a path, return to the same spot a minute later, the world remembers what was there. This memory extension is something most AI-generated simulations struggle with. In the past, these environments would fall apart after about 30 seconds, but with Genie 3, the environment stays intact and reacts to your actions, even when you backtrack or interact with the same objects again. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. The model generates every single frame on the fly while constantly referencing past actions and conditions, including terrain, weather, movement, and visual consistency. It uses an auto-regressive pipeline that refreshes the entire trajectory of what's happened so far each frame, which allows it to account for things like agent movement, lighting changes, and updated user input without breaking the environment. Research previews have shown scenes like driving a rover through volcanic terrain, walking through Victorian streets with portals to desert worlds, and swimming behind a jellyfish through hydrothermal vents. Some scenes are grounded in natural physics, like a hurricane in Florida, with wind, water, and environmental damage, while others are more surreal, such as an emerald red gorilla walking past moss-covered mansions with a silk parasol. Genie 3 can handle both extremes. You can also prompt specific events mid-session, like changing the time of day, adding characters, or triggering a storm. This kind of interaction lets you not just move through the world, but shape it as it runs. It's perfect for agent training or dynamic storytelling. Genie 3 was also tested with DeepMind's SEMA agent. The model doesn't know what the agent wants to do. It just reacts to the agent's actions and simulates the outcome. This is ideal for training agents in unpredictable scenarios and testing how they respond when the environment isn't fixed. Genie doesn't need to understand the goal, it just needs to show the results. However, Genie 3 isn't perfect. The interaction duration is still capped at a few minutes, action options for agents are limited, and modeling multiple independent agents in the same world is still a work in progress. It also can't replicate real-world geography with perfect accuracy. But for what it is, AI-generated interactive environments in real time, it's pushing into new territory no other public model has reached. Genie 3 is currently available as a limited research preview, with only a small group of creators and academics having access. DeepMind says this helps them gather feedback and stress-test the system safely before opening it to a broader audience. Considering the power of this tech, this cautious approach makes sense. Everything we know about GPT-5's 4 versions and agentic power. By the time this video goes live, GPT-5 is likely already out. OpenAI has been teasing it for days, and GitHub accidentally leaked the entire thing early. There are 4 versions: GPT-5 for advanced reasoning, GPT-5 Mini for lightweight setups, GPT-5 Nano for ultra-low latency, and GPT-5 Chat tailored for rich multimodal conversations in enterprise tools. The leaked post also mentions that these models can handle complex coding tasks with minimal prompting and feature enhanced agentic capabilities. We'll dive deeper into GPT-5 once we've had a chance to test it ourselves and assess its real-world performance. For now, it's clear that OpenAI is aiming to elevate reasoning, speed, and flexibility across all fronts. Meanwhile, OpenAI took a different approach this week by releasing their new open-weight models, GPT OSS 120B and GPT OSS 20B. These are large-scale reasoning models that you can download and run on your own. No API lock-in, no closed sandbox. You get the full weight files ready for use under an Apache 2 license. The 120B version runs on a single 80GB GPU and delivers performance close to OpenAI's O4 Mini. The smaller 20B model works with just 16GB of RAM while still matching scores from the O3 Mini. These aren't scaled-down models. They're powerful, capable of matching or outperforming some of OpenAI's earlier proprietary models on benchmarks like AIM and HealthBench. Both models use a mixture of experts transformer setup with grouped multi-query attention. The 120B version has 117 billion parameters in total, but only activates 5.1 billion per token, while the 20B model activates 3.6 billion per token. This setup keeps memory usage low while maintaining high performance. The models support context lengths up to 128,000 tokens. Post-trained using the same methods as OpenAI's OER models, including supervised fine-tuning and high compute reinforcement learning, developers can choose the reasoning effort level depending on the task, low, medium, or high, by adjusting the system prompt. The models support tool use out of the box, including function calling, browsing, step-by-step reasoning, structured outputs, and more. You can drop them directly into agentic workflows. These models also show impressive adherence to instructions. In one example, developers told the model it could never say the word 5. Instead of just avoiding the word, it started replacing it with decimals, like 4.9, even when the user clearly wanted to count to 5. It's a quirky but useful example of how literally these models follow system-level rules. Both models are available now on Hugging Face and come pre-quantized. You can run them locally on Apple Silicon through PyTorch, or even on Windows machines using the ONNX runtime. Microsoft has already optimized builds for the 20B model on Windows, and several platforms like Ollama, LM Studio, Azer, VLLM, and AWS have integration ready. No friction getting started. OpenAI also launched a red teaming challenge with a $500,000 prize pool to help researchers identify new safety issues in the models. It's clear that they hope these open-weight releases not only expand access, but also raise the bar for how safely open models can be deployed and monitored. With GPT-5's official release, the public rollout of new open-weight models, and the ecosystem support already in place, OpenAI has just handed developers a ton of new power this week. What caught your attention the most? Let me know in the comments. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed this breakdown, and thanks for watching.